Hi, today I just want to talk quick about priorities and how to organize priorities. I'm reading Shalene's book, Push, and I have to admit this is my second time through the book and I'm getting so much more out of it this time. I sort of got stuck the first time I read it, even on just creating my own priority list. It's no wonder that I was overwhelmed, stressed out, never sure which path to take because I didn't even know what my own priorities were. I couldn't figure out what was the most important thing for me to focus on at the time. I had too many things I wanted to get done. I had a to-do list that was 100 items long, and I just didn't know where to start. So I'm going to admit to you now, I'm a personal development junkie. I love to read. I do read for fun as well, but for the most part, on my commutes to and from work, I will turn on my subscription to Audible, which is totally worth the $14 a month if you don't already have it. And I will listen to a book that tells me how to be a better me. And recently I found a book called Off Balance by Matthew Kelly, and in it, it described how to arrange priorities. And I thought it went perfectly with the homework in Chalene Johnson's book, Push. So I just wanted to show you how I took my list of priorities and organized it so that I knew what was the most important thing for me to focus on. So I'm going to show you quick how I did that, and hopefully it'll help you guys with your priorities too.
All right, the first thing to do is take a pen and a piece of paper and just make a quick brain dump, a quick list of everything that you think should be on your priority list somewhere. So this is just a quick list I made in about 30 seconds. I just wrote down some things that I think are important to me and that I need to work on. So now I want to make these in order of importance, just so that I know what my top priorities are. And sometimes that's more challenging than you think. So what I do is I go and pick the top thing on my list, family, and compare it to everything else on the list. Decide which is more important between just two things, family or clean home. Family or organization, and this is organization of time, life, or physical environment. Family versus homemaker skills, and what I'm talking about here, for those of you who know me, is that I love to garden, I love to cook, I love to sew, I love to can, make things from scratch, but my family's more important. Time for creativity. I grew up as an artist, and I would love to get back to doing creative things, but right now my family's more important. Financial security, very important to me. It helps take care of my family, but if I were to choose between spending time with my family and spending money on my family, I would still choose my family. Family versus my exercise. Family versus nutrition. Okay, I'm going to mark family off and go to the next thing on my list, clean home, which I always thought was at the top of my priority list. So let's see where it falls now. Clean home versus organization. I'm going to have to mark organization first. I'm not talking about living in a home that is unfit for humans. I'm talking about a spotless home here. It's more important to me to have my physical space uncluttered than it is to have my physical space spotless. Clean home versus homemaker skills. I'm actually going to say that I'd rather teach my kids how to live than show them they have to live in a spotless home. Clean home versus time for creativity. Right now, I'm going to have to say that I would rather have some time for creativity than live in a spotless home. Financial security, though, is going to rank above having a clean home, because if I don't have financial security, I may not have a home enough to clean. And right now, it's more important to me to have exercise and nutrition than a spotless home, because these two things clean my body, not just my home. So I'm going to mark off clean home, go on to organization. What's more important to me? Organization or homemaker skills, organization or time for creativity, and so on. I'm going to go all the way down my list until I've compared everything to each other just one time. All right, so here's my list. I have hash marks next to everything, and all I have to do is figure out which thing has the most hash marks to create my priority list. So as you can see down here, I transferred everything family had the most hash marks, exercise next, nutrition next, and so on. What I decided to do is combine exercise and nutrition into a general health category, because really nutrition is a little more intrinsic to me. I have focused on nutrition for a long time, and it's really the exercise portion that's my priority. But if I bucket into health, I can really focus my goals into that area. So when you can see, my top priorities then would be family, health, and financial security. Look where Clean Home landed, at the bottom of my list. And what do I do most of? Clean my home, do the laundry, wash the dishes. So it's time to take a look at my priorities and make sure that how I'm living on a day-to-day basis actually reflects what's most important to me.
So I hope that helps you organize your priorities a little better. What you see on your list may surprise you. You may find that something you thought was really important to you actually falls at the bottom of your list. And you may also find that the things at the top of your list are things you were ignoring or putting off until the last minute, and that your priorities need a shift in the right direction. I can tell you that making my priority list, figuring out what was most important to me, has helped me tremendously to stay more focused, to relieve stress, and to know which direction to head when I'm faced with a choice.
So the last thing I do is put my priority list onto my mobile devices. This is Evernote. Evernote is organized into different notebooks. And then I made a notebook called Goals. I actually set my goals once a week, and we'll talk about that later. But I do have a list of priorities from today, and all I did was make a quick list in here of my priorities in order. This will sync to my desktop, it will sync to my iPhone, and it's on my iPad. So anytime I'm faced with a decision, I can look at my priority list, decide whether or not the decision I'm making reflects my top priorities, and it helps make my choice that much easier.
If you have any questions about any of the apps or any of the tools that I used to help create and maintain my priority list, please let me know. I'm here for you for anything you need. Have a great week.